So pop rocks blowjobs. So I went to the sex tech, and in my goodie bag were these little pop rocks things that said pop rocks blowjobs. And it was just before Valentine's Day. So I'm like, I'm taking these home. And so for Valentine's Day, I gave my husband a very sweet card, put on red lingerie, because he loves that. He loves when I wear lingerie. And I gave him pop rocks blowjobs. And
this is the Leo Climaco Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Leo Climaco Podcast. Today's podcast is gonna be fucking wild. I have none other than Susan Bratton. Bratton, excuse me, Susan Bratton. Guys, I don't think you're ready for today.
No.
I don't think I'm ready for today.
You are. You are, Leo. You're ready.
If you look at this table, we have every single type of sex toy that you could possibly imagine for males and females. We have candy, and we have rings, and we have clips, and we have... Hi, Susan.
Hi, Leo. You know, I actually didn't bring candy, but, you know, I write a newsletter.
That stuff looks like candy, no?
It looks like candy, but it's actually Libido Botanicals.
Libido Botanicals.
Yes. So you get a little more mojo.
Okay,
in your
okay.
JoJo. But
okay. You get a pep in your step.
More than your step. So you step into greatness. I write a newsletter, a sex tips newsletter, and I have for decades. And basically, I write hot sex techniques. That's what I do. I teach people how to have heart-connected, passionate, conscious lovemaking.
How did you get into
Super
this?
hot. Because I didn't have good sex. I got married to my husband, and in 10 or 12 years, I was really avoiding him for sex. It wasn't very good for me. I'd never had an orgasm from intercourse, and
Wow.
I didn't want to get divorced. I saw all my friends getting divorced, and I knew it wasn't money. I knew it was sex, and they were all cheating on each other and things like that. And I was like, how come I can't have an orgasm from intercourse? And so many women think there's something wrong with them, or they just can't, and then it ruins your sex life. And my husband and I are the nerdy entrepreneur types that you love so much, that you are all about.
Yes.
And we said, well, we're not going to let this wreck our relationship. We're going to learn how to have sex. And so we did a number of things. We went to therapists for some things, and that was helpful. We did a lot of at the time, we did a lot of Tony Robbins kind of personal growth work. You know, we did our Walking on Fire and all of those date
all
with
that
Destiny
good stuff.
and
Yes.
stuff. And it was actually very helpful.
Yes.
I later went on to do a startup with Tony, and that was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then we read a lot of books. But what really helped us were two pivotal things. There were a couple more I want to tell you, but two pivotal things. One was we went to sex workshops, and we were like, whoa. My husband didn't have any problem with it. He enjoyed the whole thing, but it stressed the crap out of me
Did it
going
really?
there. Oh my God, I would have a meltdown on the side of the road on the way there, so nervous and everything. And I'm nothing now like I was. I was very conservative then, and I always wanted to have good sex, but we were just like everybody.
Scared.
The blind leading the blind behind closed doors.
Got it.
Because sexual education is censored in our country, you have full access to pornography, but not to sex ed. And it's nuts.
It's
but
nuts.
I started learning how to have good sex, and then I published the work of my mentors. I have a publishing company. That's what my business is.
Okay.
So I publish passionate lovemaking techniques, bedroom communication skills, and intimate health information.
That's awesome.
So I have a newsletter. And it was funny because, of course I run my business on KPIs. I'm a businesswoman and a sexpert. I'm the CEO of two companies, and I'm fun to fuck.
Boss babe.
But I was recently looking at a report of all of my split test subject lines on my email newsletter, my Better Lover newsletter. And one of the top ones for the last 6 months was Pop Rocks Blowjob Story. Because you were talking about candy. You were like, that's candy. And I'm like, that's not candy. But I was I was at the XBiz Expo moderating a sex tech panel earlier this year in Los Angeles.
Sex tech panel.
Sex tech. It's one of my areas of expertise.
Okay.
Because I teach people how to
Hence the toys.
orgasmically activate and orgasmically cross-train. So these are orgasmic cross-training tools, not sex toys.
What does that
in my
mean to
world.
orgasmically cross-train?
It means so what happens a lot, this is a typical scenario, but it's not the only scenario.
Right.
But a typical scenario is a woman finds a path to orgasm that's kind of a sure thing for her, whatever that one is. I mean, it could be anything from, humping her pillow to the lights out, you and missionary, only doing this one thing with your dick in their pussy. Can I say pussy on
Of
the
course,
show?
you say whatever
good.
you want.
Great. And
Feel free.
Great. And she doesn't want to do anything else because she knows she can come that way.
Right.
Because she doesn't realize that all orgasms, the 20 kinds the human body can have, are all learned skills.
There are 20 kinds of orgasms?
The 20th one is wild card because I am still in discovery. This is my lifetime pursuit, is to come every way possible. And there's almost nothing I won't try. There's one I'm not interested in.
Okay.
And I'll tell you more about that in a minute because I've dropped so many loops. I got to tidy up before I go on.
Let's do
your
it.
ADHD viewers will be pissed at me if I don't. And they're like, what about the Pop Rocks blowjob?
Let's tie that loose end. Let's go.
So let's do a couple things. Number one is, what I realized about the Pop Rocks blowjob is people want to have erotic adventures.
Yes.
Sex techniques are great, communication skills are great, but what I really do now, after decades of teaching people how to have hot sex, is I give them ideas that are fun in bed, right? What can you do that's new that you can
spice
learn?
it up. Yes.
That you can expand your orgasmic range, move into your orgasmic potential, because if the human body can have 20 plus kinds of orgasms, why not have them all and do a lot of other things too? So Pop Rock's blowjob was, my data told me, with a 68% open rate and a very high click rate to the story, that it proves to me time and time again that my best work, my mission to help people move from pornographically informed performative sex, like living someone else's world, to moving into their own desire and feeling their felt sense and deciding what turns them on and what they want to do next.
It's so important.
Like, don't live someone else's life.
Yes.
Live your truth in your bedroom as well as the rest of your life.
However that may be.
Yes, and we all want different things because we're informed by so many things that set in motion our desires. And I can suggest ideas, and the first time you hear them, you're like, oh, that's going on my bucket list. That's just a great, I didn't think of that, but that's a great idea. And that's what I do. So the things that, I'm doing my stitching up now, the things that really helped Tim and I rekindle our marriage and have hot sex were going to these sex workshops. So that's why we started Personal Life Media. I brought the sex workshops online. So couples anywhere in the world wouldn't have to spend thousands of dollars going to San Francisco to go to a sex workshop and may never do that.
Right.
They could just access it online.
That's great.
So digital direct-to-consumer sexy education was what we really launched. The second thing that really helped...
Sex you.
Exactly. Steamy Sex Ed. That's my brand. Yeah, it's a trademark brand for me. So is Better Lover. Yes, these are... And Desire is... I have a line of libido botanicals called Desire that are also my trademark brand. Yeah, I like to trademark things. And what I learned actually was that getting the skills was important, but here was the missing component. And this is the one where a lot of your viewers are going to be like, well, now I'm out. I can't do that. It was being honest. It was radical honesty with my partner, telling him what my actual experience was with the sex we were having, and not hiding it, sugarcoating, withholding, walking on eggshells. And what was great about my husband and what makes a great man in the bedroom is a man who is like, just tell me anything. You're not going to hurt my feelings. How can I know what you want in every moment? Right. Every person is different, though we all function the same. Our operating systems are pretty consistent. You give it the right inputs, you get the outputs.
I know what you mean, yes.
But still, we come from different experiences, and especially women. even after menopause, we're on a 28-day cycle. We run with that moon. And sometimes we are a kitty cat, and sometimes we are a lioness, and sometimes we start out one and transform into the other in front of your very eyes. And so it takes being honest with each other.
100%.
And man,
Truth is so important.
you got to relearn how to tell the truth because
Yep.
we are raised in a culture that is built on a stack of compensatory lying mechanisms to not ruffle feathers and blah, blah, blah. So people don't learn how to just like receive valuable information without getting butthurt.
I'm going to do a shameless plug.
Do it.
If you're a man, purchase my book, Align and Unleash the Way to Your Truth.
Nice.
It goes deep into exactly what we're saying, but from the man point of view
Yes.
on how to tell the truth.
Send me home with a copy of that.
I will. It's right there. I'll give it to you.
Autographed.
I got you. 100%.
Yeah, so did I clean up all the stitches? I think
believe you did.
The orgasmic cross training, the only thing I wanted to say about that.
The pop rock blowjob.
Yeah, I can tell you about that.
Okay,
That was
yes,
fun.
yes.
So the orgasmic cross training
Yes.
is this idea that you've got that one neural pathway you've laid down that'll make you come. Okay, great.
Figure out a different way.
Let's layer in some more.
Got
Let's
it.
start trying new things. And
That makes
that's
sense.
where the tech helps activate tissue. If you touch someone in their genital region, on their breasts, whatever it might be, and you say, how does this feel when I touch it? Mostly what you'll realize, and I got this from a really nice study that was done across.
That's very interesting. People don't ever think to ask, how does it feel when I touch it?
How does it feel when I touch it? How does it feel when I touch you here? And if you look at all the verbatims of this study where a nurse practitioner touched women on their breasts, nipples, and genitals in different areas, what the women reported, if you read it and you just kind of net it out, I'm really good at taking massive amounts of data and netting it out. It's one of my superpowers, one of my strengths from the Strengths Finder quiz. Do you know about that Strengths Finder quiz?
No, I don't.
It's a fantastic book. You can get it at like any bookstore. You need the book because it has a code in it.
Okay.
You go online, you take a quiz, and it tells you what your top 4 skills, your talents, your inherent talents are as compared to the rest of the United States. It's based on Gallup
That's incredible.
poll data. And so you can figure out what you're the best at, and then you fuel your strengths and you compensate for your weaknesses by hiring other people who do the shit you suck at.
That's awesome.
Like that's an
Strength
entrepreneur
test.
thing right there. The Strengths Finder 2.0.
Strengths Finder 2.0. Strengths Finder 2.0. Got it.
Really good book. And one of my strengths is you could talk to me for half an hour and I could come back to you and tell you in 2 sentences. I could sum it up for you. I could tie it up in a bow for you. Like I was just with a woman on a Zoom and she talked for about 45 minutes. I listened to her the whole time. And at the end I go, write this down. What you are is a lead gen agency for sex and relationship experts. She's like, I am. You forest for the trees, right? So we started.
Is that like a photographic memory?
No, it's
No.
just one of my skills is I can clearly communicate complex things in a simple manner.
It's incredible.
And the Strengths
What a
Finder
great
taught
skill.
me that. Once you know what your top skills are,
You can just double down.
you triple, quadruple
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
your
yeah.
mastery. That's your competitive edge. And I think that's really important. So telling the truth was really important in our relationship. If you can't tell the truth, and I have a technique that I'll just drop a link for and we'll
Okay.
move on. It's at Sexual Soulmate Pact, P-A-C-T, an agreement. sexualsoulmatepact.com. And it basically teaches you how to be really comfortable taking all of the feedback that your partner, being so good at receiving feedback that your partner is just starts to tell you everything about what they want, what they desire, what feels good, so you can do an incredible job making love to them. And then once you see how well that works, you start telling them what
Yes.
feels good to you. Because this study, when this nurse practitioner touched women in all these places, they felt either, didn't I pick that loop up right? Shame, pain, numbness, or pleasure. And pleasure was the least common thing they felt.
Wow.
And really, what they all needed was loving, trustworthy, pleasurable touch to all that tissue, wherever it was, that would transform it from shame numbness to pleasure, because your brain processes the signals of touch and sensation.
For sure.
And so you need to be able to have safe touch to bring that tissue online to add it into your pleasure bucket. We don't even think about that. That's what orgasmic activation is. It's actually bringing that tissue online so your brain goes, now I like it when you play with my nipples. I used to not. I used to be embarrassed. I thought there was something wrong with me or whatever. Thought my nipples were too big, too small. My boobs are too big, too small. Like
What a
everybody's
great
got these
point.
friggin' my dick
Yeah.
was too big, too small. It's not when you are lovingly pleasured. Then it starts to activate and your brain goes, oh, and then you start having more kinds of orgasms of all different kinds.
Wow. I love that definition.
Good.
That was really, because it makes so much sense that you need to be safe and feel comfortable and have trust.
Yeah.
So that activates and you can then have your pleasure.
Yeah. So Pop Rocks blowjobs. So I went to the sex tech, and in my goodie bag were these little Pop Rocks things that said Pop Rocks blowjobs. And it was just before Valentine's Day. So I'm like, I'm taking these home. And so for Valentine's Day, I gave my husband a very sweet card, put on red lingerie, because he loves that. He loves when I wear lingerie. And I gave him Pop Rocks blowjobs. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to give you a Pop Rocks blowjob. And they were these blue Pop Rocks. And I go like this, and I start giving him a blowjob. And he's like, it really doesn't feel like anything. I can't feel the popping. And so then I'm like, can you hear it? You know, like. He goes, yeah, I can hear it popping in your mouth, but I can't feel it on my dick. And I said, well, I don't know. Maybe it's not doing anything, but it's making your dick taste really tasty.
There you go. Yeah. It's got to be a plus.
We just laughed and had a good time. Was the Pop Rocks blowjob like the be-all and end-all? It wasn't. But was it novel? Was it something fun to try? Was it a little adventure that we had? That's what you're going for, trying new things. Sometimes they work out. Sometimes it takes a few shots at something to work out. Like a person who's like, well, I don't like anal. And I'm like, well, how many times have you actually tried it? How much warm-up did you do? Because it took me until I was in my 60s to really appreciate the like delicious, deep pleasure of anal love. And, you know, so never say never. You might not be ready for it now, but in the future,
So you're saying that a female can develop that pleasure?
I'm saying we all
can
develop by expanding our pleasure palette, by trying new things. So that's my erotic play dates strategy. That is what my fans and followers want.
That's awesome.
Hot, sexy ideas to do in the bedroom, together and with themselves. Solo pleasuring as well, because if you don't have a partner, you should be solo pleasuring. You should be taking yourself to ecstatic heights.
With no shame.
Oh my gosh. No, it's actually really good for you.
Yeah.
A lot of times I do a lot of health and wellness podcasts. I like bodybuilding podcasts, entrepreneur podcasts, pop culture podcasts, wellness podcasts, longevity podcasts.
Yep.
Sex fits into a
Everything.
lot of places.
100%. It's your life force energy.
It is. Your sexual vitality.
Yes.
Is your overall
and if
vitality.
you are just, one, not enjoying it, two, spreading it around to everyone with no conscious effort as to what you're giving your life force to.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You have to learn to preserve that energy, learn to who and when to unleash it and release it, and how to do it properly.
Yeah. Right. Every time you make love to a new person, it's an opportunity to increment your skills and to become a better lover by really getting in their world and finding out what they like.
That's key.
Yeah.
Getting in their world.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting in their brain.
Yeah.
What are their kinks? What do they like?
Yeah.
What's that nasty, raunchy shit they like?
Or
You know?
do they like sweet, loving, sensual, erotic pleasure?
Yes.
Right? A lot of people, I think, are doing a lot of kinky things before they've actually learned how to heart connect.
That's a great
And
point.
I think kink and BDSM, there are some people for whom the kink and BDSM pathway is the right one. And often, not everyone, but often it's like a like a fighting back against the establishment. It's like they've been,
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. This is what I want. And for others, it's I want to completely surrender and have you take charge. And for others, it's performative because they never really get to see.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Extremely sensual, heart-connected, erotic pleasure, the kind of lovers lost in each other, abandoned, where the arousal just keeps climbing and climbing.
Yeah.
You don't see that. What you see in the movies and porn is highly performative, mostly generated for the male gaze. And so I'm not saying anyone shouldn't do kink or shouldn't do BDSM or if it's wrong in any way. I am not saying that. Nobody come shit on me in the comments on this one because I am not. I love all expressions of sexual pleasure.
Yeah.
But I just don't want people to think this is how I need to act.
Right.
I want them to go inside.
Whatever is good for you, whatever you need, right?
Right now,
Right.
today. If today you need me to hold you, I'm going to hold you for as long as you need to be held. If you're low on oxytocin, get on over here. I'll give it to you, right? Because oxytocin is kind of the modulator of cortisol.
Okay.
And this is why the fourth factor is intimacy. Relation,
That makes sense.
It's your
There's a chemical
sleep.
component to it.
Right, exactly. It moderates your estrogen for you and your testosterone. It makes you, it's interesting also that oxytocin, not only does it bond you to your lover or to your children, it makes you feel awe about being alive. If you feel flat, I think there are a lot of people for whom the lack of oxytocin, the lack of touch, the lack of connection is mildly depressing their lives. And then when they get filled up with oxytocin, they fall in love, they get a lot of touch, they're happier. The oxytocin is doing that for them. They start to fall in love with the world again. It creates a feeling of awe for beauty and nature and music and
Look at that
dance
sunset,
and
that
art.
beautiful song,
Exactly.
that art piece.
And it makes you less annoyed with other people, which we all need a little bit more of these days because people are fucking annoying now.
They really are. They really are. Everyone's so opinionated.
If hot sex is going to help you be less annoyed, I'm for it,
100%. Okay, let's get into these toys.
Oh, you're so excited. All right.
Extremely.
I had one more thing I wanted to say.
Please, go for it. Of course.
Because
100%.
Because your audience is entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And I really wanted to give entrepreneurs the taxonomy, the strategy.
I love that word,
the
taxonomy.
mindset for thinking about your sexuality.
Let's do it.
And like, if you want to be working with on all the cylinders as an entrepreneur, you want to be like a massively successful person in life.
Yeah.
That's the mindset of an entrepreneur.
100%.
It's not just, I want to be a workaholic or control my destiny. It's also, I just want to kick fucking ass everywhere.
Yeah.
And how do you do that in your sex life? What are you going for? That's what I think I could tell your viewers that would help them almost more than any little technique or toy or anything.
Please.
So if you think about your sexuality, you get better in bed as you age. You'll never age out of your sexuality or your desire unless your mindset is one where, well, when you get old, you just don't have sex anymore. That's a story someone told you, and that is not at all true.
Who the fuck made up that story?
I don't know. Probably menopausal women that didn't want to fuck their husbands anymore because they were disgusting and hairy and gross and never groomed, and they were like Shrek and they sucked in bed.
They were like Shrek.
It could be.
Yeah, no. That makes total sense. Yeah.
But I think it also comes from religious repression, because when you think about sex as only intercourse and you think about it for procreation only,
Right.
then once you can't procreate,
You're done.
You're done. So it's got that planned obsolescence component that is, been enculturated.
That's fucked up.
Dude, totally.
It's totally like taking your humanity and just, okay, you're done being
You're
human.
done. We're through
No
with
more
you. You're no
pleasure
good because you can't make more of our people.
Right.
Our cult.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and entrepreneurs do not want to be in a cult.
No.
They chafe at the yoke, which is what I like too. I'm an iconoclast.
They shatter barriers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so how do you go on to have the most incredibly sexually satisfying life and be just a person that your partner or partners just love to fuck? How do you be fun to fuck your whole life? There are three things. The first is the bedroom communication, starting with the sexual soulmate pact.
Before you start, quick question.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing for men and women, or okay.
Same thing.
Okay. It's
yeah,
not
for people.
Doesn't make a difference. It's for people.
For peoples.
Got it. Let's go
peoples
into it.
across the rainbow sparkle gender spectrum.
Got it.
So the very first thing is be easy to talk to. Ask for feedback. Don't think you need to know anything, because
Right.
you're never going to win.
So be approachable, open-minded.
Easygoing, talkative. Don't be quiet in the bedroom. Be communicative. People are like so quiet in the bedroom, moaning.
Because they don't want to offend.
Right. And also there's a little bit of shame around their sexuality, so they're just quiet and furtive about it, furtive. So the first thing is communication techniques. And then you can graduate into things like going from being a good moaner and giving great biofeedback and making lots of noise to first thing is asking for what you want, knowing what you want and asking for it, and having it be accepted. Second thing is making lots of sexy sounds. Third thing would be things like adoration and appreciation for women. For men, it would be like, you're doing an amazing job. I respect you so much. You're such an excellent lover. That's what a man is looking for. He wants to do
100%.
a great job.
Yes.
And he needs to know he is.
Yes.
Your woman, she wants to be adored and encouraged because she's been sexually shut down by her society. She wants to know she can be ruthlessly, sexually self-expressed with you. No shame. Do anything you want. Be as slutty as you want. Enjoy the fuck out of me, right? When you're the man who holds the safe space for that, you get a hot woman in your bedroom. So that's number two is, or whatever number we're on, is like be approachable and show your pleasure. Don't just try to do her. Be with her. Men, they try to spin our knobs, push our buttons, make us come. We'll come. Don't try so hard. Just touch us, hold us, pleasure us, adore us, use your words. That is very important. Then you can get into things like dirty talk, fantasy sharing, adoration, noticing what's going on and saying, wow, you look so sexy today. Your pussy is so soft today and so beautiful. And I can see it changing colors and getting darker. I can tell you're getting really turned on. This is hot for me to watch you evolve in your arousal, or however you would want to say it.
Right.
I'm giving you more like sexperty type of words, but you can turn it into your own language. And then you move into things like after sex, sharing your favorite moments. You know what the hottest moment for me was? And you tell them and they're like, that was your hottest moment? No shit. It's really interesting to see what a person's hottest moment is.
Yes.
So there's an escalator of communication skills. There's an escalator of sex techniques, full body touch, kissing techniques, oral pleasuring, orgasmic oral. How do you come the whole time you're going down on your lover?
Is it true that for most women, that talk starts way before bed?
Of course.
Yeah,
yes.
right?
Yeah, of course. One of my most popular giveaways is 30 romance tricks that work like magic to get her to want to have sex with you.
Right.
Guys know they need to romance, but they're not sure. Is it dinner? Is it flower? Is it flowers? Is it candy? Is it what is
Right.
it? And I'll give you an example of one that really works well, which is moving her body moves her emotions. So when you dancing, bike riding, getting on a little scooter together and shooting around town, taking her out for a beer tasting, or
Moving her body
move
moves her
body,
emotion.
pick her up, move her around. You're nice and big. That's fantastic. You've got a real competitive advantage. Although small men, they're strong fuckers too.
They are.
So I
They
mean,
are.
I love a tall man, but I like men of all sizes. I mean, I think you are all absolutely marvelous, and you have mad skills. So, yeah. So those kinds of things.
You're
are
so good, Susan. You're so good.
Oh, thank you. Thank
You don't leave anybody out.
No.
I love it.
It's sensuality.
Yes,
is
I love it. I agree
inclusive.
100%.
Yeah. And so oral pleasuring and then intercourse is really important. And I think, honestly, some of my best work is in teaching people how to fuck well. Because they only see porn, that's made for men to jerk off to. And so they're just doing the old ramrod, piston, in and out, in and out. And that's fine. A vagina is okay with that, but there's so many other things a vagina wants than that.
Yeah.
And so actual stroking techniques and sliding and grinding and pivots and pompoirs, and there's just a ton of things you can do. So if your woman has never had an orgasm from intercourse and you try these, she will. Because it's just learned skills. You will create those neural pathways through those stimulating techniques. And for your viewers who are like, well, where do I find that? It's at orgasmicintercourse.com.
I'll make sure to add all those links below.
Yeah, and it's free. I mean, I just give that away. So it's very important to me that people get super premium quality information from me without even needing to spend money, because I've got lots of techniques that they want to learn that are like their next things.
Yeah.
Once I get them addicted to sex, my escalation model, my ascension model is quite well built out. Speaking like a true digital marketer,
100%.
right?
What would you suggest to a man who's having a hard time getting in his wife's pants?
Yeah, right. So she doesn't want to fuck you because it's not fun for her. And that's hard for guys to hear. But when a man can hear what he needs to hear to take action, what's your book called again?
Align and unleash the way to your truth.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to fuck all the guys that read that book, right? That's what we
Exactly.
want.
Right.
If we can't even tell you, like she's telling you she's not enjoying it without telling you she's not enjoying it.
Right. Take
By
the hint.
avoiding you.
Yes.
So what do? My recommendation, there's a couple of things. First of all, one of my most popular programs is a program called Revive Her Drive. It's for men in relationship who want to help their woman get back to the hot sex they used to have.
Yes.
If you've one of the things I always caveat it with is, if you never had hot sex from the day you were together, this is not what's going to change it. You need therapy, right? You need to go to a therapist. I'm not a therapist. I write hot sex techniques, right? So I don't sit in an office and deal with people's traumas.
And you probably heal more people than most therapists.
Their therapists are fantastic.
They're
and
incredible.
I recommend
I see mine every
therapists to
Wednesday.
people all the time, but they're not trained in hot sex techniques. So
No, they're not.
we dovetail well together, right? I'm the what's next. I'm the what comes next. What comes well.
Right, once you're healed.
Right, once you can move through those traumas a bit.
Exactly.
So for men, it's a combination of understanding how her body works. It's very different from his. And he's basically been trying to fuck her like a dude. So he doesn't know, there's no sex education, no pleasure-based, female-focused sex education. And so he's ready to go, and he doesn't understand why she's not. Dr. Beverly Sasson created this incredible, simple thing. She explained the difference between the male and the female physical anatomy, and that is that men generally are spontaneous in their desire. They have they wake up with morning wood, they have nighttime erections, they masturbate every day, they think about sex all the time. If I said, let's go fuck, the guys would be like, drop trowel, let's go, right? You have to be ready for us because we're inscrutable. You can't tell when we want to have sex. It's so hard. So women are responsive in our desire. We need you to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
When my husband and I realized that I love to have sex with him, once we learned what we were doing, I wanted to, but I still wasn't going to initiate. Here I am teaching people how to have hot sex, but I seldom initiate. Wow. I mostly am like, I'd be open to a date later. And then it is up to him to take a shower, shave, trim his fingernails, lay down the fascinator, get out the lubes, get out my toys, turn on the lighting, put on the playlist, get the stack of towels, and invite me in for some pleasure. And then I can get there. I'll throw my ass down on that bed and I'll be like,
Women.
all right, let's go. But we literally need you to do the heavy lifting.
Yes, it's true. And men sometimes don't want to.
It's easy because they're in a victimhood mindset.
Yeah.
Because our society has done men a real disservice around emotional processing. You know, you're allowed to be mad, you're allowed to have rage, anger, victimhood, but you're not allowed to have these other emotions, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
So when a man is like, that's my job. When I say to guys, do you kill the bugs? Yeah, that's my fucking job. Do you take out the trash without your wife even asking you every single week like clockwork for 30 years? Fuck yeah, that's my job. Okay, here's your other job. Set up the nest, set up the lover space, get all the shit out of the closet and pick up the dirty clothes and throw them in the hamper and have it ready for her. You're all sweet smelling and you're patting the bed and it's all ready to go. She gonna lie right down there. Especially if you, step number 2, give her a yoni massage. You do some foreplay. You hold her. You do full body touch. You rub her feet if they hurt. You help her get shit off her chest. Because she's estrogen dominant, she's got a million things going on in there. Bing, 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 bing. It's a pachinko game inside our heads where you guys are all like, having sex now. One thing, right? This is the difference between testosterone and estrogen. Like, It's just how we are, right? And we're on a bell curve, but it's generalities hold.
Let her vent.
Yeah, let her get it off. And once she gets that off, she might have a little tear. The tears are actually good. You know why? That means her pussy's getting wet. When you cry, you're letting your emotions down. Your breasts drop a little bit. You feel them get heavy. As I say it, my mouth is watering. My boobs are getting a little heavier because I'm literally thinking about it.
Right.
And now my vagina will start to lubricate. Like when women say, I'm dry, I don't get wet. Sure, of course, there's estrogen loss during menopause. I've brought an estrogen serum to show your people on our show and tell time. But, we need to relax. When you do the button pushing to try to get us going.
Makes sense.
It's not what we need. We need you to hold us in those big, hunky arms of yours and let us calm. Because
feel safe.
We don't walk in the world safely. You nailed it. You walk around safe. You're not worried you're going to get beat up, raped, et cetera. We're fucking afraid for our lives out there all the time.
I can imagine
it's nuts.
Living it's nuts.
You think we, in many ways, are the stronger sex because we've got to protect ourselves constantly, So when you hold us in your arms, and we let down, then all of a sudden, my spit's still running. Then we look at you and we're like, oh, yeah, I like that guy. Yeah, I do. He's fun. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd like a pussy rub. Yeah, give me a yoni massage, right? And I'm going to show you some tools because I think giving a woman a yoni massage, what it does is it lets her get complete attention on herself and her pleasure so she can get her lady boner. So I brought this banana because it makes a beautiful point. It's very easy for people to imagine this as a penis.
Right.
About half of your penis sticks out, and about half of your penis goes in and down towards your balls.
Okay.
And the whole thing is filled with a sponge. So when you're flaccid, it's tiny. And when the sponge fills up with the blood, when you get turned on, you get erect. If I peel this banana and put the fruit on my hand, and that's how much fruit we have in our vulva. But it's in little nooks and crannies. It's a clit shaft, clit arms, clit legs, urethral sponge, which is called a G-spot, but it's a long tube, just like the one in your penis.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Of spongy tissue that loves to get hard, and one on the floor of our vagina called the perineal sponge. Our vaginal cavern, which is more like a pocket, it's flat and closed until you put something in it. Our vaginal cavern is completely surrounded by the tube that's in your dick. Just turn it into a teardrop and stick it underneath there, and the vagina is in the center
That's
of it.
why
It's all the way around. It loves
what
to
an
get
incredible
plumped
conversation.
up. If we don't have a lady boner, and it takes us 20 minutes to get all the blood in there, if we don't have a lady boner, you're fucking us with a flaccid yoni. Yoni, Y-O-N-I, being a tantric lovemaking word for the female genital system.
Yes.
And so often, couples rush to, they think sex is intercourse, and they rush to it, and they have it, and he ejaculates, and maybe she squeezes out one measly orgasm because she's not even hard yet, if you will. And so I think teaching men that women need our erections is a very pivotal understanding point, that she doesn't feel safe, she needs to let down, she needs to be calmed, held, and then engorged.
Yes.
So once she's engorged, then that tissue's all plumped up. Now when you touch it, it's got all this surface area, and the surface area has all these crazy things like corpuscles and mechanoreceptors and all these things that go boop, boop, boop to your big sex organ, your brain, and go, that feels good. Now you start to have lots of orgasms because you've finally gotten what you need to get your lady boner.
Wow.
Good stuff, right?
Amazing.
Yeah. Helpful.
I've never heard it put in those terms.
That's because
in that way.
Female-led sex education is censored. I'm censored. Thank you for having me on your show.
You're very welcome.
Because I'm shadow banned on the internet.
That's so fucking dumb.
It's fucked up. It's ruining our society.
So
It's
stupid.
ruining people's oxytocin production. It's ruining their health. There are studies from all over the world that have been fielded that say that people who have sex till the day they die, for as long as they can, people who extend their sex span, extend their health span by years. And they don't just live longer, healthier lives. They live longer, happier, healthier lives.
Of course.
And so we are being suppressed.
It's a control mechanism.
It's a control mechanism to make us be miserable
Correct.
workers under the thumb of the tyranny of the oligarchs.
Because if you, 100%.
It fucking is.
Yes. Because if you have the level of understanding that you do, you're free. You can't be caged.
You cannot.
No.
Right.
It's too much knowledge. It's too
Yes.
powerful.
Yes. One of the things I love about myself is I cannot be controlled. I am just fully out. I am a lioness pacing the Serengeti.
Fucking
and
love it.
I love feeling that way. That's what I love about strength training. I love being strong. I love my great 90+ sleep scores. I love being an entrepreneur. I love all of these things in my life. They're so good.
In my previous life, I was an IT director.
Oh, okay, great.
And I used to work for C-level suites.
Okay.
I used to do all their IT support.
Yeah.
And I got that job
Yeah.
because I was really good at translating tech jargon to regular people. I feel like you do that for
sex.
women's sex. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And for men, I can tell you as much about men's pleasure as women's or people's.
Yeah. You really know how to translate it into a manner where people can dissect it and really take it in and understand it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's powerful
Thank you.
because it's so taboo.
I got to stitch up one last
Please,
open loop.
you run the show.
No, run it with
No,
me.
no, no.
Yeah, we're partners here.
do
I
it.
like the interplay. I'm not running it. I want to be running it with you.
Let's do it.
So, bedroom communication, sex techniques,
Okay.
and the third leg of the stool of a good, sexually mature, better lover who's extending their sex span and living their life happier than anyone else is intimate wellness. So, what
Okay.
that means is taking care of your dick and your pussy. How do you make them, like at 63, I've got the juiciest, most responsive yoni of my life. It's
Yoni.
better than when I'm 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. I
incredible.
just keep getting better. And you don't prune up. I had a woman recently who emailed me. I get a lot of emails from people. What do I do about this? What do I do about this? And that's what made me good at what I do. And I always answer everyone's emails. And she said, I had a boyfriend in high school. And now we're going to go on a date again, and we're really hot for each other. But I'm afraid he's going to see my vagina, and it's going to look old. And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I look at my vagina, and it looks prettier than it's ever looked. It's more voluptuous than it's ever looked. I mean, you think you're supposed to have this, because of porn, you think you're supposed to have this, like, perfect little girl kind of look.
Yeah.
But I have not found men
I was
who
gonna say
want
that. No.
Men want the Hanging Gardens of Babylon draped on their face and their dick. That's what they want. They want lusciousness. They want squirting.
me
They
that
want
fat
coming.
pussy.
They want a fat pussy. Exactly. So I reassured her that her pussy was really beautiful and that she should spend a lot of time looking at it in the mirror throughout the day and masturbate before and after, and look in the mirror
Yes.
before and after masturbating and notice how luscious her peach is, and that he will not be able to wait to play with it, and that if she loves it, he's going to love it even more.
You changed her world
I
with
hope
just
so.
few words.
I hope so.
Giving
yeah.
her strength, making her feel beautiful, giving her
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yay. Yeah, good.
It's incredible because so many people feel shame about talking about it the way that you do.
Yeah. People always say to me, you made me feel so much better just being so straightforward. I'm like, that's what
Yes.
people want. They just want you to talk to them like a grown-ass person, like an adult. Like we can handle anything if you just tell us.
Right.
So the last thing I'll say about the intimate wellness piece is that I know we're doing a second segment, which is great. We're going to do my Susie's Sexy Show and Tell. And I'm going to show you a bunch of my current favorite sex tech, because sex tech is a juggernaut. I mean, now we have cock-sucking machines that are haptically, remotely controlled by cam models in Colombia. And when she sucks the thing on the camera, it's literally sucking your dick. It's highly addictive, dopamine addictive sex tech.
Excuse me?
Yes, and they're going to be replaced by AI in like 5 years. So
Hold on. There's a technology
many,
where a girl can be in Colombia
yeah,
pretending to be
sucking a dildo
sucking a dildo.
that's haptically connected to the internet, and you got a thing on your dick that's sucking your dick, and you can feel literally if she goes you can feel that on your dick.
That's fucking nuts.
We're going to lose a generation of young men. You think we got problems with incels? We're going to lose a generation of young men to
Wait
this.
until the robots come.
Exactly. I know. And the robots are coming. I think that's going to be one. Oh,
Quickly.
In 10 years,
Less.
they're going to be everywhere.
I think 5.
Yeah, well, I always think things take 15
Yeah.
years to really fully come to effect.
Yeah.
So I said 10, I actually think 15. But we'll see
Okay.
them. They're showing up now. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to ruin a lot of men.
It's going to, well, and we're going to lose a lot of jobs. That I worry about too. I really am worried about that. But
Yeah.
I'm learning AI as fast as I can. I'm using AI for everything these days. I love it. So thank God for that.
Thank God for AI.
In the next segment, I'm going to show some intimate wellness technology for keeping your sexual equipment in Lamborghini working order for the rest of your life.
Without drugs.
Sexual biohacking, sexual regenerative therapies, no drugs, no pharmaceuticals required. Though I do like a little cannabis stuff, and I am going to show you that.
Me too.
I like to get fucked up and fuck.
You're incredible.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's a plant that gives you a wonderful body sensation.
Yes.
Never to be overdone.
Correct.
You need to keep your shit together and run your life and be your entrepreneur. You can't be getting fucked up every day.
Correct.
But a little quarter of an edible or a little puff off of Vaprodisiac, I'm going to show you my lusty bundle. I'll leave it all behind for you as well.
Thank you.
Yes, you're going to get to do a shopping trip now. It's
fucking awesome.
I know. Yeah, so those are the three things that you want to be thinking about learning. You want to go, okay, how can I increment my techniques and skills? How can I really get good at communicating in the bedroom? And how can I keep my equipment in peak performance? How can I make my dick look as good as my biceps? Get that baby arm going.
I think I'm doing pretty good.
You are. I think you're probably doing pretty good too.
I like to think that I'm
You're young.
I'm 37.
Yeah, that's young.
You think it's young?
I'm 63, so it's
you.
young to me.
It is young.
Yeah. Once you start getting in your mid 40s, your 50s, you really do need to pay attention to your erectile health.
Okay.
Yeah, but the way you eat now leads to what your erectile health is in your 40s and 50s, right? So
I eat pretty good. I'll have my cheat days, but I eat pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Life is for living.
I agree.
Yeah.
I want to go back
Yes.
to the 20 different types of orgasms.
Sure.
Because, what?
Okay. They're in three categories. There's locations to touch.
Okay.
That get a specific response.
Got it.
And I'll tell you about some of those. There are techniques to use that create a specific experience.
Do me a favor also.
Yeah.
Let's define an orgasm.
Okay.
Because I think people think that it needs to feel a certain way.
Yeah. Right.
And I don't think that's true. Mm-hmm. Right? There's vaginal orgasm, there's nipple orgasm. I think they might feel different in a sense, right? How different are they in that sense?
Okay. Yeah, I'll explain that too. So the three kinds, the first is the locations to touch, the second is the techniques to use, and the third is objects of desire.
Right.
And we'll go over all of those, but locations to touch, just to answer that second question that you asked me, is when you stroke a clit, it has a particular type of an orgasmic pattern. That orgasmic pattern is essentially your brain processing sensation on stimulating the nerves and cellular package that is your clit.
Got it.
Or the glands of your penis.
Which is the same, right? They're
It's
the
the
equivalent
same.
to each other.
And we both have a little shaft. Ours is smaller than yours, but it pops a boner when it's stroked well.
Got it.
And you can have a different kind of an orgasm on your clit, stroking it or using a vibrating toy on it, or a
sucker
clitoral sucker,
yeah.
an air stimulator is what they call those. That will give you three different responses. If you drive a clit pretty hard, it'll come in a different way than if you drive it super slow and almost use an energetic, intentional stroke.
Okay.
So one of the techniques that elicits a specific response, to use now to take that example into techniques you can use, is the expanded orgasm practice. So that technique is a 5-stroke technique, 3 opening strokes, a bread and butter stroke, and a closing stroke, where you actually take a woman up into an orgasm. When people think about an orgasm, they think about the old 1960s Masters and Johnson chart where it's like, it goes up and up and up, and you have this climax, and then it falls straight down, and you've got this refractory period. That chart is a male ejaculatory orgasm, the most common kind of male orgasm.
Makes sense.
But men can come 20 different ways too. You have the same parts arranged in different order. So you are as massively multi-orgasmic as I am, but men are just dragging a little behind in orgasmic potential, but you'll catch up. Women are more like, I can see the difference between when you touch my clit, when you touch my G spot, when you touch my asshole, when you touch my nipple, when you touch the tip of my tongue, when I go down on you and have a throatgasm, when you give me a coregasm by stroking my erectus abdominis. Everybody loves that one. Yeah, I don't know why they call them blow jobs. I call them blow vacations because I'm not giving my man oral sex. I'm taking my pleasure on his penis.
That's incredible.
Right. So I'm actually getting off going down on him. And what's interesting is that I have both throatgasms as well as they make your yoni contract too. So it's two ends of the same tube. I've connected the dots all the way up, kind of like the chakra system, right? So I have full body orgasms when I have really deep, intense orgasms from going down on my partner, the whole thing is lit up, which is incredible. Yeah, and the spit changes, and it's just really incredible. So
do you do yoga?
I do some yoga. I'm more of a mountain bike rider and a weightlifter.
Got it.
Yeah, but I like yoga. In my town, man, I live in California. Those bitches can do the craziest shit in my yoga class, and I'm in there just like, I like Shavasana. I like warrior pose. Like, they are so good. I almost am afraid to go to my yoga classes some days. They're just nuts over there in California. I live in like a surf town and a yoga colony and, meditation place. And it's like the quintessential Cali place, but they are really peak performers in yoga. So anyway, locations to touch. Each one has a different signature, if you will.
For sure.
But it's also modulated by your tired, whether you have energy, how late it is at night, if you're with someone new or someone, that you're really comfortable with.
Right.
It has so many, what you ate, anything. It has all these things affect your orgasmic experience. But the expanded orgasm is really interesting because that little clit stroke, what it does is it actually takes you up into that moment of climax, but instead of falling off the cliff, you stretch that moment out like time is taffy. And so you get up there and then you just come for a long time.
Wow.
Because the stroke is so light and so right for what the clit really wants that you can just put your woman in this orgasmic ecstatic
trance, right? Yeah.
It's a conjoined trance state. That's literally what it is. It's meditative. Sex is a very mindful practice.
Yeah, it is, for sure.
And it reboots your nervous system.
You're in it.
It's flow state, and it reboots your nervous system. It gives you a cascade of hormones and neurotransmitters. It generates all that oxytocin. It even releases NK cells, natural killer cells, which are the little Pac-Man cells that eat precancerous cells and broken and senescent cells. It keeps you younger. One of the reasons it keeps you younger is that it helps produce NK cells, which get rid of your damaged cells. So your body bag is full of healthy mitochondria.
That's awesome.
Amazing. So techniques to use would be like expanded orgasm, female ejaculation, male multiple orgasm, full body male multiple orgasm.
I don't know, but
it's easy to learn. I'll give you one of our programs, Multi-Orgasmic Lover for Men. It teaches you how to become a multi-orgasmic man with unlimited stamina.
Wow.
So easy to use. It's easy to learn, and you can practice it during masturbation and then use it during lovemaking, and it works great. So you can come when she wants you to, which is nice.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the other one that's interesting for techniques is erotic hypnosis, making someone come on command, putting them in a trance and having them come on command. Learnable skill. NLP. It's how the human system works. That's a fun one.
I've been able to do that.
Oh, good.
Without knowing what I'm doing.
That's okay.
Right?
You're a natural.
It wasn't like I knew what I was doing, but then I noticed it. And I was like, oh, shit. And then I did it again, and it worked. And then I did it again, and it worked. I was like, what the fuck is this?
erotic hypnosis.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very pleasurable thing. Couples that are apart a lot, they love the haptics sex, you know, the remote toy sex with erotic hypnosis. It's fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've got some, for our sexy show and tell, I've got some really good long distance and fun, like take her out to dinner and do this to her kinds of things to show you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then the third thing is the objects of desire. So the 20 kinds of orgasms are locations to touch, tools to use, and techniques to use, and they elicit all these wide variety of orgasmic experiences. They all feel different. One of the toys I'm going to show you in the sexy show and tell actually will tell you what kind of an orgasm you had. It's like an Oura ring.
Interesting.
For your orgasm. Talk about an O-ring. It's the O-ring, basically, but it's not a ring. It's a toy.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Yeah. So I'll show you that too.
What would you say is the most interesting type of orgasm that one can have?
Well, some of my favorites. I think the expanded orgasm practice may be one of my very favorites because I have had moments where I touch source, touch Gaia, feel God, feel connected to consciousness.
That's deep.
And
literally.
that's the ecstatic bliss state of orgasm where you're like, oh shit, we are all one. You know, like when you feel that palpably in your body, it's pretty incredible.
Is that like turtles curling, eyes behind your head, or no?
It's more like you feel this umbilical to life, to all living things. I can't describe it. It's very unusual, but it's an ecstatic trance state.
Sounds magical.
I like that. And I also like, I've been married to my husband for 34 years.
Wow.
And we've been in an open relationship for over 20. And I've had many lovers over the years. We've had many lovers over the years. Sometimes they're with both of us. Sometimes my husband has a partner. Sometimes I have a partner. But often, one of our favorite kind of mechanisms is that I have my husband and a boyfriend. And so I've had over 1,000 threesomes, most of which I've enjoyed with two men. And because I like all the attention. I like it all.
Greedy.
I'm so greedy. I'm such a little greedy girl. And that can be some of my favorite orgasms is when two men are completely swamping my system
Because
with
your
pleasure.
canal is clogged in both ends.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. The lumen, the light source is being stimulated completely.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think those are, for me personally, some of my favorites. But I'm an advanced player, as you can imagine.
tell.
But it's my job.
Advanced
Hey,
player. I like how you phrase that.
If I were only having sex with one person my whole life, what kind of a sexpert would I really be?
Right.
And as you know, I told you before the show, I'm the Chief Advocacy Officer at ProDX Health.
Yes.
So I am an STI educator on safe sex, talking about these at-home test kits that I'll give you the link to that now because when I mention it, I like people to know how to find it.
Yep.
Fullpaneltest.com. You can keep tests at home, and then if you're like, oh, we should fuck, you can take the tests, you can send them in, and you get priority shipping, and within 24 to 48 hours of them getting your tests, you've got readable results shareable on your phone.
Cool.
You don't have to go get a blood draw. There's this little collector that pops right on your arm, and boom, you don't even have to get Guys hate needles. There's
Yeah.
something about men and needles. My husband, if he has to get a needle, he is like, well, he got to get woozy and he lies down. Like, you could stick me with 25 needles and I would be fine, but not my daddy. So it's a very common thing for men, especially so they're resistant to getting tested.
Yeah.
So if they don't even have to do that and it's at their fucking house,
It's much easier.
you keep your ladies safe that way.
I'll add that link down below for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I'll send you some so you can try them out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did the open relationship come to be?
Well, we both just said, God, we're getting so good in bed together, we should fuck some other people.
Just like that.
Why not? Like, when you are radically honest with your partner and when there's nothing you can't say, and when you know your man can hear and handle anything, and not only that, but he wants to know. My man, one of his top 4 relationship values, one of my most popular books is not a sex book. It's a book I went on TV for years talking about because they don't talk about sex on television because pleasure is censored. It's a book called Relationship Magic. And it's a workbook that walks you through what you want out of a relationship and what your partner wants out of the relationship. Because as a man, you want totally different things than I do as a woman. My number 1 relationship value is security,
Right.
safety. My number 2 is freedom. My number 3 is honesty. My number 4 is passion. His number 1 is passion. He wants to see me in that lingerie. He wants to feel my naked body. He wants to have hot sex with me. And then he wants honesty. He wants to know the truth because he can handle it. He's a damn man. He can handle anything. He can't fix it if he don't know about it.
Right.
Daddy likes to fix shit. He likes to make sure everything is working right, which is what I love about him because he takes care of me so well. So when honesty became the thing we began to do, it made our relationship so juicy.
Daddy
So then it
takes
was
care of
like,
you so well. I love that.
we should, and so then we asked all our friends, do you guys want to have sex? They're like, fuck no, what's wrong with you? You're disgusting. Like, don't ask your friends. Now there's apps for it. 20 years ago, there really weren't, but there were communities because I live in California.
Yes.
So there were poly communities, there were swinger communities, and I like the poly people. Poly people are my people because they're kind of brainy and nerdy.
Okay.
And they tend to be in longer relationships, and they are super safe around STI. So are swingers. But swingers are a little more transactional and a little more performative.
Okay, I agree.
Just a tiny bit more.
Yeah.
No judgment. I'm just more like a poly nerd. That's just how I am. And so I like the poly communities generally. They're the same old damn people keep showing up all the time. And I like a deep friendship.
What's the best way to introduce your wife to this world?
Through fantasy.
Okay.
So give her pussy massages, use the toys I'm going to show you in the Susie Sexy Show and tell her how beautiful she is, ask her if you can tell her some dirty fantasies that have been on your mind. And as you tell them to her and you tell her what's hot about it to you, and then you imagine what might be hot about it for her, she will start to not be afraid of it because what creates fear? Lack of knowledge. If you're afraid, it's because you don't know. Learn, and you no longer become afraid. Now you're equipped. You know what to think about. You know what to expect. You have some ideas. You've got some outcomes. You've got some, opportunities to try.
Yes.
Right. So that's the on ramp to having more experiences. And then what will make it safe for her? What are her boundaries? What are her desires? And boundaries are the kind of thing where people think boundaries are bad. And I don't even like the word boundaries because it sounds like there's something here where
wall between
there's
us.
a wall.
Right.
When really the boundary is, you can fuck the shit out of me, but we got to go out afterwards, so don't mess up my makeup today. Or you can mess up my makeup all you want because I'm not going anywhere after this. Like, that's a simple boundary that's totally relatable. Like, my pussy's hurting a little tiny bit. Can we just do 69 today? Right? Okay, yeah, we can. Or I'm on my period and I really want you to fuck me. Can you make sure that we have lots of towels? Right? There's whatever it is that you need. Boundaries allow you, when you know my boundaries, you can love me for exactly who I am and exactly what I want.
I don't know how to navigate.
And I know you love me because you're like, baby, just tell me what you need. I'm going to give it to you. Right? And the same for you. You tell me what your boundaries are, and I will play right up to the edge of them, but I will never cross them because that's your boundary and I love you. So when you think about it that way, boundaries actually let people love you more.
Right. Because it tells them exactly where to go to.
Your true self.
Yes. Incredible. You are just mind-blowing me.
Good. Thank you. I'm glad.
You're incredible. It's a combination of your energy, your knowledge, your beauty, and you're free-spirited.
Thank you.
You put all that into one package and you are just radiating.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed the reflection of your joy in allowing me to be myself.
I love it.
Yeah, and I like how solid you are. I can just tell what a solid man you are, which is very attractive for me.
Thank you.
And you have not shrunk back from anything I've said. You have a great appetite for knowledge. You're not afraid to learn.
No,
which is
no,
very
I want to dive
appealing
right
as
in.
well.
2
Yeah.
feet, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it.
You only live once.
Yes.
I'm living life for the first time.
Yes.
Why am I going to limit myself?
Exactly.
And there's so much knowledge that's being unleashed, awakened.
Yeah.
I want to know all of it.
Yeah.
I feel like 2,000 years ago, people were way more sexually advanced than we are today.
I don't know about that.
No?
When I show you my sex tech, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, we're pretty more advanced now. Like, sex tech is really, it's just like whether we do an MRI or a calcium coronary scan or we do our
Right.
VO2 max or we're using an ARX or a Vasper machine or we're,
I think
you know,
advanced
whatever.
was the wrong word. I mean more comfortable
Well,
or more knowledgeable.
I don't know what it was like back then. I
Yeah.
think we were trying to survive.
Yeah, you think
and
so?
I think it was, we might have had less distractions and we might have made love more slowly and pleasurably.
Okay.
But remember too, women died in childbirth.
Yeah.
There were a lot of, you know, like
lot
we
of
didn't even
complications.
have antibiotics for, you know, UTIs and things like that, although antibiotics don't really help with UTIs most of the time. It's a loss of estrogen. So topical estrogen, which I'll show you next, is really helpful for women starting early, even in their 30s now. We are adding women's vaginal serums with estrogen to women, and they're all over the counter now, which is nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so things are changing. We just have much more information.
Oh, yeah.
And more people are fucking more people and getting more
true.
learning. So there's a knowledge transfer that if you can keep the STI transfer down, keep the knowledge transfer up, we're doing well. We're evolving sexually in really positive ways.
Do you think that monogamy, it's clearly not for everyone, but do you think that people should try and play outside, or if that's your thing, that's your thing?
Yeah, no, I know. Whenever I talk about myself being open and poly and things like that, and we have a 28-year-old daughter, and she loves my boyfriend, right? I mean, you know, we are very integrated in
That's
our
awesome.
poly living.
That's fucking awesome.
It's like she has two wonderful dads
I
in her
love
life,
that.
and they love her. You know, it's so nice. And my
You've been
husband,
dating for how long?
4 years for my current boyfriend. I dated my last boyfriend for 9 years.
Okay.
So, and was interesting because over time I realized he and I didn't have a values match. I'm a very progressive person and he was more conservative. And that was ultimately what kind of was the downfall. I
Got
need
it.
a good values match. Like the relationship magic stuff. I need you to know what I care about and you have to, you know, you don't have to have the same beliefs as I.
Right.
But there are some things I'm like non-negotiable on.
Makes sense.
But whenever I talk about being poly, I always want to say, I am not recommending this to you. I am doing, you do you, boo. I am doing me, and this is what makes mommy happy. And this is what makes us all happy. We are all
Right.
happier in this paradigm than not. But I do think there are more and more people who are pushing the boundaries of monogamy, who are interested in consensual non-monogamy,
Yes.
ethical non-monogamy. There's less cheating and serial divorce because there are more couples who
Because
are
the truth is open.
Exactly. But and the genie's out of the bottle. It ain't going back.
No.
Monogamy is so you can pair bond and have babies for the culture in.
Right.
That's what it's for.
I agree.
And people don't want any of that. Plus, you can't even make a living wage in this country anymore. So how are people going to like be pair bonded, have a family, buy a house, have a car, have the job? Like it is fucking hard to get by.
Extremely.
When you're in community and you can care for each other, it's a bit of an easier way to go.
Takes a village.
So it economically makes sense in our ridiculous culture today too. But most people are monogamous. I highly support it. I love that for you, and I don't want you to do what I do. I want you to have lots of orgasms. And that way I want you to do what I do, but I don't want you to do what I do in my relationship. You have to make your own decisions about that. And I'm not a poly person recommending poly. I'm just truthful about who I am in all ways because I stand in truth.
You must have the greatest conversations with your daughter.
I do. She's a science nerd. I'm mostly, can I just do a mom brag?
Please.
Oh my God. I think I invented the hashtag mom brag.
Okay.
I love to mom brag so much. So
please,
our
brag
daughter
away.
is 28 years old. And when she was growing up, this is very entrepreneurially oriented. When she was 28, when she was a little girl growing up, she didn't think she was very smart. She thought the other kids were smarter than she was. She kind of had this like core wound around not being very academically astute. And I kept saying to her, I'm slow at maturing. I'm not quick. I'm a late bloomer. I've always been a late bloomer. Having the best sex in my 60s is late blooming, right? And
better late than never.
Don't you worry, I'm going out with a shebang. So she ended up she's getting a full ride scholarship for a PhD at Southern Cross University in Australia. And she just got awarded a Fulbright scholarship to do work in Tanzania with the fisher folks of the reef systems to help them grow fingerling sea cucumbers in an aquaculture farm to release on the reefs, to grow out on their reefs, to keep their reefs clean, to sell off as biologics to the Chinese who love them for longevity. They were getting overfished on the reef and the reefs were dying. Then she just became a National Geographic explorer. She just got a funding from Nat Geo to do even more work.
What's her name?
Taylor Bratton.
Taylor
and
Bratton,
she has
congratulations.
A TED Talk. She's got a TEDx and
Really?
she's marvelous.
That's awesome.
So she is the most she's just a grounded woman
Good
trying
for her.
to take care of the world, trying to do right.
Congratulations.
Trying to do good. She took her white privilege from her mommy and daddy, and she said, what can I do to give back to the world? How can I use my gifts to help others?
That's awesome.
And I'm so proud of her. So thank you so much for letting me brag about my baby.
Of course. I have two myself, so I know how that is.
How old are your kids?
I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh, yeah, you're busy. Yes, you are. That's it's
Two
so
boys.
fun. And my mom is still with me, thank God. She's 87.
God bless.
And I'm still her baby. And she's
always.
still my mommy.
100%.
I love familial love.
I call my mommy every day.
Yeah, I text my mommy every day. Send her pictures.
Yes.
I'm going to send her a picture of the two of us.
That's 100%.
So great.
Incredible. Wow.
Well, we were busy.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of ground.
Let me ask you one more thing, because you touched it for 1 second, but I want to go
Okay.
deeper into this with you.
Yeah, sure.
Talk to me about Tantra.
Yeah, sure. So Tantra this is Red Tantra.
Yes.
And Red Tantra is kind of an American idealization of what I would really call slow sex. I would call it passionate lovemaking. And it uses it's a way to slow down and drop into connection.
Okay.
There's a lot of eye gazing, there's breath work,
Yes.
there's creating sacred containers, there's worship and adoration. So
Some massages too, right?
yes, full body touch,
Yeah.
honoring, pleasuring. It's not like, fucking. It's more slow and methodical. And that is, I kind of teach the range between Tantra to super hot, freaky sex. I like that whole range, but I tend to not use a lot of Tantra in my tantric words. I don't say I'm a Tantra teacher or anything like that, because there's a large group of people who think that Tantra is spiritual and therefore it conflicts with my personal religious choice, so it's not available to me. So if I teach you how to sit in yab yum, and I teach you how to breathe your wife with your big lungs and her small lungs, and I teach you how to tap into your Kundalini energy without associating it with anything spiritual,
You're doing the
I
same
reach
thing,
a
but
wider audience. I just use
100%.
more plain language.
Got it. Smart of you.
It just makes it go down easier.
Very,
a
very
spoonful of
smart.
sugar.
Very, very smart. Yeah, because then you're not leaving anybody out.
Right. Inclusive.
Yeah, this is for all.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to talk about or share that we haven't touched upon?
Well, I really wanted to give you the taxonomy of like what you're going for, what to learn. I gave you the communication technique. We're going to talk about the toys. I talked about the orgasms. We talked about how to revive her drive.
Look at you.
What?
Just remembering, going through everything. Impressive.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I eat a lot of good fats. I eat a lot of healthy fats, Leo. I think once we get to the intimate wellness would be the thing that we would want to include, and we're going to do that in the next segment, which is how to have a banging boner and a bountiful pussy for your whole life.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Sexual biohacking. I think that's something I'm well known for. I'm kind of the number one sexual biohacker in America today, really in the world. And so I think that that's a good conversation for us to incorporate in the next segment. So no, I think we've covered a lot of, there's always more. Here's sex. If it was a brand, its tagline would be sex. There's always something more. Right? That's, it's like, come to Florida, it's just like, come to mama. So, I'll come back and we can dig deeper into some more stuff. How about that?
That'd be incredible.
Great.
I cannot wait.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Let's take a pause.
Yeah.
Let's do a restroom break.
Good.
And then we'll pick up and continue with these amazing toys.
That sounds great. See you on the other side.
Let's do it.
All right.
Be right back, guys.
Good. All right. We're making some progress.
We are.
I don't need to pee, actually, but I do need to check with Ethan and see what my time frame is.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, Connie, you've got my phone, don't you? Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Let me
So
It's 1 now, and we'll probably be done, what time?
we'll probably do another 30, 40 minutes max.
1:30, he said. Pick me up at 1:30.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'll say 1:45.
Okay. Perfect.
Great.
And I will shoot out of here as well. When are you leaving?
This evening, 6 o'clock flight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Ethan, who is the founder of Nude, he's picking me up, and he's going to take me down to the airport, and we'll have lunch on the way.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's great. Wait till I show you his stuff. Can we move the table closer?
Of course.
Okay, good. And then I'm going to move this way a little bit more. Good. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And have a sip of my drink. That was fun.
That was awesome. I've never had a podcast so close. It's been awesome. Very different
wow.
experience, yes.
Yeah, I liked it.
People don't
Snug
like
it
to be
all
this
up.
close. I love it. I don't mind.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no. How can I grab those big muscly arms if you're far away? Let me feel it. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
You're
I feel
awesome.
mine.
Ooh, look at that.
Must have a little bicep.
Yeah, 100%. You're strong. Knock somebody out. Don't hurt nobody, girl.
That's so funny. All right, good. I'm ready for you.
And we are back with segment 2 with the beautiful Susan.
I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Leo. So welcome to Susan's sexy show and tell, Leo.
I'm so excited to be here. I cannot wait to see what you have to show me.
I want to show you a lot of things. Look at all the stuff I'm going to show you.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. I don't even know what the fuck to
Nuts.
start.
Well, I do, because I want to pick up on a
Please.
couple of things. The first thing that I want to do is I want to give you like the categories of what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about orgasmic cross-training with regard to expanding your orgasmic potential. I'm going to talk about couples toys for erotic adventures.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about men's penile performance and prostate care.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about women's yoni rejuvenation. I don't like the word vaginal rejuvenation because
I love that word yoni.
yoni, Y-O-N-I. Yeah, like my little yoni. Yes, sparkle pony yoni. Yes, exactly. Sprinkling magic rainbows around your dick 24/7.
My little pony and your little yoni.
Exactly. Yeehaw, ride 'em. So I want to talk about not just vaginal rejuvenation, because the vagina is the inside, the cavern.
Correct.
Where the penis likes to go.
Yes.
But all the clitoral tissue is around the vagina. So if you're doing vaginal rejuvenation, great. That's going to help with intercourse, but it's not going to help with your female pleasure.
Got it.
So I like to expand it to the entire urogenital structures,
Makes
all
sense.
of it, because it
Right.
atrophies.
We're inclusive here.
We are inclusive. We're getting all the bits in. I want to talk about lube and why sexual lubricants are shit. They're the ultra processed food of sex.
Okay.
And I don't like them, but I have better alternatives.
Okay.
And I would like to talk about, I want to show you the STI testing kit. And we've got, I'll do this in about like half an hour or so.
Perfect.
And we'll go through things. So
Let's do it.
The first thing that I want to talk about is the orgasmic cross training. And I want to give you a couple of different types of toys.
That term needs to become household.
I know. It's a good
Literally,
term.
it's a good term.
I should trademark it.
You should.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
think
heard
I
it
should.
before.
Yeah.
It's a great term, and it makes so much sense.
Yes. So right over there is a little thing that looks like a butt plug with a remote
This
control.
one.
Yeah. That is for men. And that is a prostate massager.
Okay. So is that...
And I really recommend that guys use a prostate tool that is a vibrator.
This is the one that Garrett was...
I don't remember if he liked that one. I don't remember. But what I like about that is when my husband is giving me a yoni massage, he'll put that inside himself. And as he's sitting there and he's giving me a yoni massage, I'm going to show you yoni massage tools to plump up my pussy and give me my lady boner. He's stimulating his prostate at the same time. And when you stimulate your prostate, starting at your age, you want to start now, you are bringing blood flow into your prostate area. When you bring blood flow in, you're bringing in the healing and growth factors to the tissue.
Wow.
And men, especially, they get
Was
fungal.
it this exact one?
That's the one I like. It's called Device 2.
Yeah.
All of these things are at
This is crazy.
drivedesire.com.
Does he put this in all the way?
Yeah, it just pops right in.
Just pops right in.
Dude, do you take dumps bigger than that?
Probably.
Of course you do. I take dumps bigger than that. Are you kidding me? Come on. You know, that's just the size of a poo.
It's just mental.
Oh, it doesn't take anything to get that in. You'd be surprised. That thing pops right in. So it really does. And then he gives me the remote control.
Oh, so you have the power.
I've got the power. And what I love about it is that as he's giving me a yoni massage.
Is that for charging? Probably, right?
Yeah, that's the charger. As he's giving me a yoni massage, when he does a really good thing and it feels really good, sometimes I'm just lying there so still and I reward him by giving him a little zhuzh with the remote control, and I change the pattern, and he's like, oh, she likes that, I'll keep going. Right? So it's men's health. And here's the other thing that prostate massagers do.
Between the two of you.
Yes.
So cute.
And when you massage your prostate, you can start to have P-spot orgasms. The prostate is like my G-spot.
Right.
And so I have G-spot orgasms, you have P-spot orgasms. Okay. So when this is your first new...
P for penis?
It's prostate, P for prostate. Yeah. So when you're trying to expand your orgasmic potential and orgasmic cross train, you can stimulate your prostate. And what it'll help you do is improve your stamina because you're going to be able to start pulling your turn on up into your body. This is helping you with becoming a multi-orgasmic
Is that
man.
like semen retention, sort of?
You don't have to semen retention.
Okay.
You can just come when you want to. It's ejaculatory choice. Just come when you want to, but not when you don't. So it helps you move sensation up into your body.
And that's all through stimulating your prostate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really good to do that. And it feels fantastic. And it's really nice when you have that tool inside. You can also masturbate. So you can masturbate, pleasure your penis the way you like while you're stimulating your prostate. And you can edge and you can really have incredible orgasms. From
Let's do this because a lot of men watching this
Yeah.
are going to go, this is fucking gay.
No, why would it be gay?
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to break that stigma.
Yeah, break it. You break it.
I feel like most men live in this world
Yeah.
where like their ass is untouchable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like nothing goes in there. Anything, a finger, whatever,
Yeah.
that makes me gay.
Yeah. No.
And I think
Doesn't
that's
make you gay
such
at all.
a really bad stigma.
It's a health. It's healthy to
Yeah.
stimulate your prostate. And you're in the 21st century, so you might as well use the best technology for your health.
And you know what?
Men
Like
die of prostate cancer
all the time.
all the fucking time.
If you're gonna live in a world where you're stuck to society's labels and what others think and judge of you,
Right.
you got other problems.
Nobody knows what you're doing in your bedroom anyway.
Right.
You're not telling your friends, "Oh yeah, I had this thing up my butt and it was great." You're just, you're just taking care of your health.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So-
if you do, so be it.
Right. Let's talk about penis pumps next.
Let's
since
do
we're
it.
doing the men. So
What the fuck is this?
This is a dual.
For a horse?
No, your balls go in there with your dick.
Your balls go in here with your dick.
Yes. So this is the Whopper system. And
What?
I have been called the queen of peen because I've taught almost 18,000 men how to use this pump to reverse atrophy, reverse ED, and to go on to do male enhancement, which is penis enlargement.
That's crazy.
If you pump, you can. What happens is you put your dick in the small one, and they come in all different sizes.
How does
They're
this
just-
work? Please show me.
Yeah. They come in all different sizes.
Okay.
And so I brought a fairly small one, and I brought a bigger one. And
Oh, got it. This attaches there.
It's the head. It's the automatic head, and it's
Understood.
an automatic electric pump. And so what happens is you lube up the base of your cock, you stick your dick in there, you put it on, and then you press the pump.
Okay.
And it sucks the air out of the chamber. And when it sucks the air out, it pulls blood from your body into your dick.
Makes sense.
It improves the blood carrying capacity of your penis. So basically, what you want,
It's like working
how
out your bicep.
it's exactly the same because it does a tiny little bit of micro damage.
Right.
It pushes capillaries to the edge. Then your nerves can grow to the edge. Then it improves, it grows new tissue. So
You're working out your penis,
you're-
basically.
you're basically doing that. Yeah. It's really cellular biogenesis that is happening where it's
That's
actually
crazy.
building more cells and more tissue and growing more capillaries and more nerve tissue for you.
What's the benefit of putting your balls in here too?
Then you get more length and not just girth. So if you do just the smaller cylinder, you're going to
Okay.
get girthier.
Okay.
But if you do the 2-cylinder pumping system, and this is at my ebook, pumpingguide.com. Pumpingguide.com gives you the protocols for reversing atrophy and for male enhancement, penis enlargement, exactly what to do. And if you want to get extra long, you can use the penile stretcher. That if you want faster recovery for more accelerated gains, you can use the red light wrap. There's a red light wrap. It's this little thing that basically has a base and then these stanchions, these little standoff rods, and there's a whole series of the rods, and it wraps around underneath the glands. It holds your penis, it pulls it just a little bit, and then that stretches and creates cellular division that lengthens your dick. So between the Whopper, the dual pumping system with the auto grow head,
Wow.
and
You can go from being unimpressive to really impressive.
yeah, and guys want that.
Of course.
Women, you can't be too rich or too thin. Men, you can't have a big enough dick. I mean, I have a lot of guys who are 7, 8, 9 inches who pump for growth. They want the biggest dick possible. They want Donkey Kongs. So I love that. I'm a size queen. I love a big dick. I'm a giant girl. I got a giant pussy. I mean, some women don't like it. Some women do. You do, you boo. So I say if a man wants a big dick, let him get it. 20 to 25% growth in overall penile volume within 10 months to a year of consistent pumping. You always want to pump every other day, never 2 days in a row. It's like you got to have your recovery day.
Every other day. For how long?
It's about a half an hour for a pump, for a full
Okay.
pump session.
For one of these or both together?
You use the big pump first,
Big pump first?
and then you can pump 2 times with a small pump. That's a 3 pump session, 10 minutes each.
Got it.
Yeah. And it's best not to ejaculate right after you've pumped because you've brought all that blood in. You don't want to blow it all out. So, but for men who have pretty bad ED, they can pump and pull that cock ring that I have at the base
Okay.
right off the pump and onto the base of their dick and hold that blood in for half an hour. They can trap it in with that constriction ring so they can penetrate their wife. So as you're beginning to pump to reverse your ED, if you can't quite, if you're a little pushing a wet noodle, you can get hard enough for penetration till this reverses everything.
I love your terminology.
I know. I like tough one. But if pumping's not enough and you've got pretty intractable ED, like you're using Trimix or you've got to have Viagra or what have you,
Right.
you can stack. You know how biohackers talk about stacks?
Yes.
So as a sexual biohacker, the stack for reversing ED is, of course, check your testosterone.
Right.
Take nitric oxide. That's the nitric oxide supplement right
This
there.
here.
Flow Nitric Oxide Booster is my favorite. That's a food-derived, organic fruit and vegetable-derived nitric oxide supplement.
Okay.
Stop using antibacterial mouthwash. Stop taking acid blockers and proton pump inhibitors and fix your gut.
Okay.
And then use your pump. And if that's not getting you where you need to go, in 6 months of pumping, 3 to 6 months of pumping, go get Gainswave treatments. They're actually headquartered here in Adventura, Florida.
Not far.
No, beautiful there. And they have locations, practitioners all over the country. And you go in for 6 treatments. If you use my promo code BETTER, I don't get paid for that. I don't get paid by those doctors. I just got a code to give to people because it is the shit. You can get a 7th treatment free.
Okay.
And that one more treatment of Gainswave is amazing. That will knock all the plaque off the arteries, stimulate new tissue growth, get the blood supply going, get the nerves back. A lot of guys, as they age, they can pump away and they can't quite get to climax because
clogged.
they get nerve retraction from the loss of blood flow.
Wow.
From atherosclerosis, which is heart disease, plaque in the arteries that stiffens, fat in the arteries that stiffens and calcifies becomes atherosclerosis
crazy, yes.
and gives you ED.
Is that because of dietary health or,
Yeah.
or you don't use it, you lose it? Or both?
Dietary health.
Dietary health, yeah.
And lack of movement, lack of high intensity interval training. You need to push to a pink face.
You gotta work out.
You gotta work out.
Every fucking day.
Every fucking
I hit
day.
the gym an hour and a half for coming here today.
Good, I'm glad you did. Yeah, I don't work out on travel days because I'm so busy.
imagine.
But I'm in the gym all the time.
I bet.
I've got 2 fantastic trainers, and I do ARX
Okay.
and Vasper.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really good machines.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I like those adaptive resistance, eccentric, concentric, big
Yes.
strength training
Yes.
machines, and HIIT trainers and all kinds of things. I love that.
You don't
Yeah,
look anywhere near your age.
good, great. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want. The way
You're
that
10 years younger.
the way that you look on the outside is indicative of the health inside. That one of the things, if you look at longevity studies, the Dunedin Pace study says there's 4 things that are indicative of good longevity health. One is grip strength, right? So I'm carrying heavy shit all the time.
Yes.
I'm like just carrying it. The second thing is how your face looks. If you look younger than your age-related peers, you are younger inside. It's a reflection.
Right.
Balance is
Very
is
important.
really important.
Yes.
And cognitive function, memory, being awake and aware.
You're
those
sharp
are
as fuck.
those are your indications of your health. And so I really like that. So Gainswave, the penis pump, the Flow Nitric
What is
Oxide
this?
Booster.
This is for your
that is a vulva pump, and that other one is a clit pump.
Okay. This. Okay. Okay.
If you stuck that on your
Oh,
wife's clit
shit.
and
I
used
see
the pump
it.
head and pumped it up, you would see that her clit is just a little dick.
Yes.
And you want to get that thing popping, and you want to get it full of blood flow, because then it feels incredible, and her brain goes, "Whoa!" So you want that. And the vulva pump is good for women who feel like they have labial atrophy, because when your dick shrinks, our pussy shrinks. So how do you reverse the shrinkage? Pumping. Bring in the blood flow, take your nitric oxide, get your gains waves for him and her. And there is one more thing for women that's very interesting. That's this. This is a vaginal restoration device for women who have intravaginal pain. Like, what happens as our estrogen diminishes is that we get a loss of blood flow to our pelvic bowl, so we need nitric oxide.
Internal red light therapy.
Yes.
And it vibrates.
And it's warm.
Oh, man.
It feels so good in there. And
People are so creative.
I know. That is called the vagina device.
The
Vagina.
Lux, the vagina device.
The vagina device.
It is red light therapy for your insides, ladies.
Yes. And what it does is...
And it vibrates, and it's warm.
It's really good for your microbiome. It recollagenates the tissue. It brings blood flow in. It helps reverse all that painful sex that women struggle with.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
But if you're also having diminished orgasm, then gains wave added on top of the vagina device really helps, as does...
That's really fucking cool.
Vaginal estrogen. I lost my lid somewhere in my travels. This is Get Glow Below, and it is topical estrogen. You put this on your vulva and in your vagina every day. It's estriol and estradiol, and it helps keep that tissue nice and plump. You can buy it. You don't even need a prescription for it anymore. So that really helps women. Then the next thing I want to tell you about.
Awesome. Glow Below.
Yes.
I love that name.
And you can really glow with that thing, right? Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I use this fairly frequently. I use my topical estrogen on a daily basis. I also put, bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
I also put testosterone on my clit to keep it meaty and to keep my libido high and to give me balls, basically, confidence.
How do you put
and muscle.
testosterone? Like,
compounded in a shea butter cream from my compounding pharmacy.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I tried the pharmaceutical stuff, but it's got so many chemicals in it, like all these gross things. You got to rub it on your shoulders, and
Right,
you know, and
right.
it's just
You
like,
rub it on your clit.
yeah, I just use,
daily.
yeah, put it on my clit every day. Yeah, it keeps my clit nice and meaty. I got a banging little boner in my pants, dude. Awesome. Yeah, that's why I come so well. Isn't that something? That's sexual biohacking right there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it gives me confidence, and it builds my muscle. Right?
Does that work for men too?
I don't think so. You put it on your balls.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the preferred method, is shea cream on your balls, and it absorbs transdermally and gives you full body testosterone that way.
Got it.
Now, I have a little bit of a low voice because I take testosterone, but I like that because I'm a glamazon.
I really couldn't. You still sound female.
I do,
Yeah.
but I like the way it sounds. I'm commanding.
Yes.
And that suits my personality. I'm happier on testosterone than off. If you look at men that have low testosterone, what do they look like? Little old ladies. Well, I don't want to be a little old lady, do you?
No.
Fuck no. I want to be bomb ass till the day I die.
Amen.
Go out having an orgasm.
Let's fucking go.
Let's do it. So speaking of the ultra-processed foods type of world, right? Grab that box of pink things there.
Okay.
And so remember when I said sexual lubricants are shit?
Yes.
Because they have to, by order of the FDA, have preservatives in them.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to put anything in my yoni that I wouldn't put in my mouth.
Correct.
I don't even use bottled salad dressing. I make my own out of oil, vinegar, mustard, I just don't want to eat thickeners, carrageenan, shitty shit that I can't even pronounce, methyldecyl-heliacephalophilos. I don't want any of that shit in me. I make exceptions for some beauty products because I want my skin to look fabulous, but I really limit how much shit I eat and how much stuff I put in my body that's toxic.
100%.
So that is my pleasure protocol, and it's a 3-step system. It's at pleasureprotocol.com. You start with a melt.
Okay.
And the melt is just this little insert, and it's just cocoa butter. See if you can peel that open for me. And then you'll see what it's like inside. You could literally eat it. It's cocoa butter, CBD, and it coats the vaginal canal. Smell it. Nice, right?
It smells like
delicious
cocoa butter.
Yeah, it's cocoa butter because cocoa butter has oleic acid in it, which is what your good vaginal microbiome bacteria want to eat. It's what they want to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so you pop that in, it melts up inside you, and then when you have intercourse, it feels so good. I know, right? Doesn't it feel nice? Then you take the arousal oil.
The #1 biohacker.
I know. Thank you.
You really are.
I am having so much fun with you.
Having so much fun.
Good.
This is incredible. I want to eat this.
I know. And this is the arousal oil that goes on top. You put this on the vulva. So that goes up inside.
Okay.
This goes on top.
Okay.
And
Love how that
then,
feels in my hand.
yeah, it feels nice, doesn't
great,
it?
yeah.
And then you use, this awakens the mind-body connection so you come harder. So nice. And then you have
I'm sorry. You do what with this?
You put this on her vulva, on the
Got it.
outside.
Okay.
Clit hood,
Got it.
mons,
Got it.
labia, all that.
Got it.
And that just goes boom, pussy into house. That's what it does. Wow. It's so nice.
So you do a session of this,
yeah,
and then you put that.
You can pump her up.
Forget it.
Forget it. Exactly. She'll be coming like crazy. And then you have sex oil, which is the third part of it.
Okay.
And I didn't bring a full bottle of that one because it's
No
hard.
problem.
It's I just bring a small one. And you just squirt that on as needed. Squirt it all over your cock. She can stroke your cock. Squirt it all
This
over
is
her
the same
vulva.
thing, just different sizes. Different,
No, it's the inserts or the melts, the awaken arousal oil, and the sex oil.
This is the kit.
This
Got
is the
it.
protocol. 1, 2, 3.
Understood.
Pop one in, put some on, squirt as much of the oil as you want. It's all MCT oil, botanicals. There's nothing in there that you couldn't eat healthily. There's no preservatives in it.
What's the CBD doing here?
So CBD, do you know about your endocannabinoid system?
I do, yes.
Yes. So your endocannabinoid system is actually your healing pleasure pathway. It is in all your genital tissue. It's in your organ system. It's in your brain. It's in your skin. And what it does is it activates those endocannabinoids. Those phytocannabinoids from the CBD activate your endocannabinoid system to bring more pleasure, more connection, and healing to your system.
What a magical plan.
I know. And then this is the next stuff I want to show you, which is all of these things. If you can grab the Vapordisiac and some of the stamina gummies. So I love libido botanicals. I like sexy plants.
Libido botanicals.
Yes.
What is
I'm
that?
not against MDMA, LSD, synthesized things like that. But what I am for is Mother Nature. And these are Vapordisiacs. You can open one up. These are Vapordisiacs. They're made here in Miami by a wonderful company. And this is a little vape pen. This is HHC, very cleanly made with terpenes for flavor. So not fake flavors. They use the terpenes from the plant, like the lemon, the clove flavor. These are the things that cannabis naturally has. Yeah, hit it.
Don't mind me.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be a little cool. You have to get it started, but be careful. It comes out strong. Oh, yeah, you got it. Okay, there you go.
That's so tasty.
So tasty. And it's natural flavoring from the plant.
Wow.
So that's nice. Then the sex bites.
Nice.
The sex bites are gummies that have Delta 9 plus libido botanicals in them.
You know, I'm really, really thankful that you exist and that you are who you are. 100%. No one knows about this. I've never seen these things before.
I know.
It's
so
just
fun.
so incredible.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
I love it.
Now,
I'm gonna prop these up right here.
if you eat a gummy, do not eat a whole gummy.
Okay.
Promise me you will not
Which
eat a
one?
whole gummy because you'll get fucked up.
Okay.
Eat a quarter. Have your wife only eat a quarter and then get used to it. It's strong.
I can handle these.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot, young man. Listen to your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And then
vegan sex bites.
yes,
Fuck.
for him and her.
For him and her. Hold on. Which one's which? Is blue male?
Yes.
Blue is male. Red is female.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Sex bites. We're gonna try these out.
And these
baby.
get you in your body.
That's fucking awesome.
And they make you feel so good because the libido botanicals combined with a little bit of cannabis is really nice.
This was so tasty.
I know.
Vape pen.
Oh, I know. They're so good.
So tasty.
My girlfriend's like, damn, I overdid it on that thing. It was so good. And then these are gummies and capsules that don't have any psychoactive ingredients. So there's no cannabis in them. They're only the libido botanicals.
Okay.
The
That's
capsules,
male, that's female.
The capsules are for a weekend fuck fest. They're strong.
Meaning these.
Yeah. You take one of those.
A weekend
like you're
fuck
going away
fest.
for the
Okay,
weekend. You got a
it.
hotel. You're fucking all weekend. Take a capsule. If you're just going to have sex tonight, take the gummy. It's a
Got it.
little less strong. So
What's in here?
all libido botanicals and cordyceps mushrooms. So plants and
Got it.
mushrooms.
So these
All natural.
are basically natural Viagra.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But they're not a PDE5 inhibitor. They won't work like Viagra, but they will give you a raging boner.
Okay.
And a clip boner. Mommy needs a clip boner, remember. One key takeaway,
Yes.
mommy needs a clip boner.
Mommy needs a clit boner.
That's it, Daddy.
A fat vulva.
Yes, plump it up.
Wow.
Yep. So then the last thing that I want to leave you with
Yes.
is a couple of fun couples toys and the yoni massage tools.
Okay.
Which one do you want to do first? Yoni massage? Because it's more like foreplay. Let's do yoni massage. I got to have a yoni massage before I fuck. So, okay, here we go. So these two, the green one and the black one next to it are my two hot current recommendations.
Ooh.
And you just press the
This one
plus
has a crown
button.
on it for a queen.
It's called the queen.
That you see? I picked that up.
I
real
like
quick.
it. So
All right.
the
I'm guessing-
press the plus. Yeah, press that on. It'll start. Yeah, hold it for a second. It'll start. There it
There
goes.
you go. Ooh.
Nice, right? So this was actually this pulse plate
You see
technology.
that? Okay.
This pulse plate technology was invented for men with erectile dysfunction to help them have orgasms flaccid.
This is for men?
No, this was now made for women.
Okay.
And it is a vulva massager. So you do the mons. So if you want your woman to female ejaculate, if you want her to release her divine nectar and squirt her heart out, then you want to get that mons. I know. You want to get that I own that URL. You want to get that mons like Jello. The top of her pussy, where the pubic hair would be on the top, and then along the sides.
Yes.
The top part, that's called the mons venus, it's mons pubis or mons venus. It has two names.
Okay.
You want that thing like Jello. You want to rub that thing with that pulse plate technology, and you want it to be like blah 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 across the top, around the sides, whatever feels good to her. And then you can rub it across her clit shaft, or across the hood. You can take it into the vestibule between the two labia, right? That gets the blood flow in. That's what helps her get her lady boner. Now, you can add the second one, which is the Enhance. And again, all of these toys are at drivedesire.com. And if you press the plus button on that one, it should go on. You keep going and press that plus, hold on to it. It should go. There you go. Then you can turn it up. It has vibration and air stimulation. So while you're giving her the yoni massage and you've gotten everything nice and like Jello, then you just latch that thing on her clit and give her a bunch of orgasms. She is going to be begging you to fuck her.
Don't explode.
She's going to have so many good orgasms. And because you got all that blood flowing in to plump that pussy up, it's going to feel so good. And some days she's only going to want that. Some days she's only going to want that. What's nice about it is that for my highly sensitive women, the black one is the best one. For my women who are like, I use a plug-in Hitachi magic wand, they like the Pulse Queen even better because it goes deep and it pulses into the tissue and wakes everything up. So yoni massage is my best tip for husbands who want their wives to fuck them. Is just get the tools and start giving her unlimited yoni massages without any expectation of having intercourse.
Got it.
Because
that's a huge
when the
point.
pressure's off, she gets turned on.
Right.
When she feels the pressure, she can't get turned on.
That's really hard for men.
You got to get out of the
You
neediness.
gotta get out of your ego.
You gotta masturbate as much as you need so you're cool.
Right.
And then
Come
you give
from
her
abundance,
yoni.
not scarcity. Don't be fucking thirsty.
Exactly. Right. Because then if she has unlimited yoni massages, 9 times out of 10, she's going to want you to fuck her. But the 10th one where she's like, baby, I just need to go to sleep. You're like, let me tuck you in, doll. You just go on right to sleep with that pretty little pussy. I'll be here tomorrow to give you another yoni massage. Thank you, Daddy. That's what I need.
And you go and jerk off.
Yeah, just go and jerk off. Yeah, exactly. Okay, next thing I want to show you.
Let's do it.
Couples fun. This is a panty vibrator. That magnet, pull that little black thing right off. It'll pull right off.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You can put it on your clit and then put that thing on the outside of your panties, and then you can take her out to dinner.
Hold on. It goes like this on the clit?
Yeah, exactly. It goes like this. Boop, right like that.
Okay.
Right on
Got
her
it.
panties.
And then this sticks
To the panties.
Okay. Holy shit.
Make some dinner reservations. And it's
It's called Loveness.
yeah, Lovense.
Lovense.
And it's all on the Drive Desire. And it's called the Ferry. And it is
Very.
really fun because you get the remote control on your phone. So then while you're having dinner, you can be fucking around with her panty vibrator. Or you can give her this. It also works on your remote control, same company. That goes up
Okay.
inside her and that thing tickles her clit and you can give her orgasms remotely. Like if you are traveling and you want to FaceTime, or WhatsApp video,
Okay.
and you tell her to put that in and show it to you,
That's a
and then you're
whole
driving
new
her
way
crazy.
To, what's it called? Sex talk or sexting? Or,
Yes,
or
exactly.
Video sex?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, you can take her out shopping.
This is dangerous.
You can take her out shopping and buy her some lingerie while she's wearing that.
She'll need it.
That's hot.
She'll be fucking drenched.
I know. Isn't that so good? And then this one, this is everybody's favorite right now. This is called the Luxus. And it comes with either these little straps, which I like the little straps. I just put this on like this.
Okay.
Around my hips.
Okay.
And this goes on the mons. After
it.
you've gotten it all gelatinous,
can
it goes on
picture
the
it.
mons. And then see how this little point right here?
Goes
That
right
comes
in the
down
clit.
on the hood of the clit or the clit itself, whatever she
Holy
likes.
fuck.
And it has vibration. And then you put this on your dick. It's not a cock ring. It doesn't do anything. It's a proximity sensor. So as you are fucking her and you get closer, as you go in and out, it makes it
Vibrates.
it makes it go more. The closer you get, the more it vibrates. You hear it? Yes. It's going louder, a little louder. You can hear it. It's going louder and then lower. And so one of the things, you can play with it. One of the things that is really fun is that she,
You hear the motor go.
yeah, as you're sliding in and out of her, you're toggling her nervous system by denying her sensation and giving her sensation.
Who thinks of this shit?
Horny Dutch people thought of that. That's a Dutch company.
I bet.
Yeah. And
Wow.
that is so much fun.
It looks a lot of fun.
Here's the thing Garrett liked the best, Garrett White of Wake Up
Yes.
Warrior.
Yes, the nipple.
He loved the nipple vibrators. And you can put that around your neck. Sorry about my feet
it's okay,
sticking there.
please.
Got long legs. You can put this
good,
around
bro.
your neck.
Oh.
She can wear that. And then you can put the nipple clamps on
Clamp.
her. And they can be light. They don't have to be hard. And then you press the button. Hold it to start it. There. Did it go?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. And then it has all kinds of patterns. And there's this one pattern. So what I love is I love to wear this thing. I love to wear this little harnessy one with the proximity
That is
sensor.
strong.
Oh, Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. And so you can have nipple-gasms while you're getting fucked with that wonderful vibrator.
Don't judge me, motherfuckers. Do not judge me. These feel interesting.
I know, right? So men's nipples are as orgasmic as women's. You just need to activate them. It's like you literally met a lot of men get off on having their nipples played with. That is not unusual, and it is not gay. It is just human. And so that's a pretty interesting thing too.
That's
So those are
awesome.
some of the fun things. And then this is one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was this is the lioness, and this will quantify your orgasm. So this is great to give your woman for solo pleasure. So she can give herself orgasms, and it documents the duration, the length, the intensity, and the type of orgasm. Avalanche versus
How the fuck does it know?
ocean versus volcano. And you can cross-train. You can start to have different types of orgasms. So this is very interesting.
How does it know?
How does it know? It has.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Sensors in there that sense the contractions, the
I
duration,
see. I
and the
see.
intensity.
That's crazy.
I know. So you can learn to come better with this vibrator. Then, remember when I was talking about throat-gasms? This is my favorite throat-gasm vibrator. So what I like to do is I like to give my man a blowjob and use this on myself at the same time to stroke my vaginal canal and my G-spot, and then pull it out and also stroke my clit. And so this, I like that sensation of having something inside me while I have my throat full of cock. And what I love about this one is it has treble and bass motors, so you can get buzzy and rumbly to your perfect satisfaction. And it's
Your favorite rhythm.
Exactly. And it's a soft tip for your G-spot, which your G-spot likes a soft tip.
Okay.
Really nice. And then
Like the penis, makes sense.
these I love as well. This one is a G-spot vibrator that goes inside you.
Okay.
And women who
Right,
say they
okay.
can't
I
have
hook,
an
yeah.
orgasm from intercourse could really benefit from using this inside them to stimulate their tissue, because you can feel this really gives it's got a lot of power.
strong.
Yeah, and it activates all that vaginal tissue and the G-spot. This goes right on the G-spot, and it feels so nice. When you put this inside you, you're activating and awakening those neural pathways. So then when you make love, you're going to be able to feel so much more because you've activated it with all of this.
People say that these things will desensitize you.
No.
Quite the opposite,
No,
right?
if you overdrive your system, you'll have a slight refractory period that you have to recover from.
Okay.
And I do love to do that. I love to overdrive my system. Not surprising. And sometimes what I do is I use these two together. These two. That inside
That's
me.
inside on your G-spot.
And this is on my
that's
clit.
on your clit.
Because it's strong too, and I like that sometimes. Sometimes I just want to have a giant fucking orgasm.
And then you're fucking volcano.
And then I go to bed.
Yeah.
That's what I do when Daddy's away. And so feel how strong that is. This is for my girls who are like, I need the plug-in Hitachi Magic
Yes.
Wand, but nobody wants to hold that giant heavy thing. So this is lightweight and powerful. That is lightweight and powerful, and they work beautifully together. I like stacking. Like I took that whole stack, biohacking stack, and I started doing it with my sex toys. So these are some wonderful products that, and then there's some other things I've got like cock rings, vibrating cock rings. That is for men with ED.
Okay.
Who want to have a vibrating cock ring and they want to trap the blood in their penis so they can maintain their erection.
Got it.
Because their erection leaks. It's called venous leak.
I understand.
Yeah.
Very
and that little stack of light green things right there is if you use your penis pump and your dick gets so big that your wife is like, your dick is too big, it's hurting me, it's hitting the back of my vagina.
Right.
Put those at the base and then it's like a bump-ons and you won't penetrate her too deep. So you can have as big a dick as you want. You can just stack those things up.
Bumper guards for your penis?
Yeah, for your giant schlong from using your Whopper pump.
For my giant schlong. I fucking love you. You're hysterical.
So that's a lot of stuff.
People think of everything.
I know. Well, I
crazy.
review everything. And I am very careful about what I recommend. I only work with good companies who take care of my people.
Makes sense.
Who have super high quality materials. People have drawers of junk that's fallen apart, shit that doesn't do anything.
And you're a great influencer for this.
These are motors. This is mechanics. These are quality. And that's what I like. You want things because it takes a couple tries to get used to things. And so you want it to go the distance for you.
What's this?
That's just a little bullet vibrator. It's a really nice low profile clit vibrator. It's always good for a lady to have a bullet in her purse.
Hot Octopus.
Hot Octopus. They're one of my best brands. Really great people.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could go on and on, but that gives you a good idea of different things.
This is fucking incredible.
Yeah. What was your favorite? Like, of all these things, what do you like the best? What would you be like? Those are the ones that I want.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
definitely the penis pump.
I'm getting you one.
That was fucking dope.
You got it.
I am curious to try this.
Good job. I'm proud of you. Yeah. Way to be a leader.
I am very confident in who I am.
I like that about you.
I am confident.
All right,
I am curious to try this.
A narrow spice.
Yeah. Did love the vapes.
Yes.
And the gummies.
Lusty
really cool.
bundle.
This I have to try.
Yep. The
really
Luxus.
Cool.
Yep.
I love the idea of this for
vagina
the women.
device.
Very cool.
Okay.
Loved this.
Yeah, the little panty vibrator.
Cool.
I know. That's just fun.
Got to get my wife this one.
The lioness. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep. Quantify your orgasm.
This is incredible.
Yeah. The queen.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you just want everything. That's what I give it all to me. Okay.
I want everything.
You're not a freak. You're totally normal. This is what people want to do. They want to be fun to fuck.
I want to try this nipple clamp.
I know. That's so cute, isn't it?
Hell yeah. I want to try it.
Yeah, I know. Right. Yes. Yeah. When you've got your prostate massager in and you're stroking your cock and you've got your nipple vibrator on, you're going to have the most incredible explosive orgasm.
Don't watch this episode.
My mother literally, she's like, oh yeah, that's just how she is. My whole family's totally used to me.
It's incredible.
I know. Yeah, you can imagine how intensely.
Stacking.
Yes, stack it.
Stacking, baby.
Stack it. High five. Stack away. Yeah.
Oh man. Where else do we go from here? I don't know what the fuck to go from here.
I think we just thank ourselves and thank you for
Susan.
all the effort you put together doing this show and for having me.
Incredible. You are so incredible.
Aww.
You are such a joy to be around.
Oh, good. Thank you. I really
Your
had a good time.
Your energy is
Thank
incredible. You're extremely knowledgeable. And I think what you're doing is not only required, but necessary. Human beings have no idea what they're doing in bed.
Yeah.
They're scared. They're fearful. They have doubts. They have shame. They have guilt. And you are shattering that. You are breaking that mold. You are breaking those barriers. And you are teaching us how to have hot sex.
Yay.
Fucking love it.
I do too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
If anybody wants to get a hold of me, they can go to Better
Please,
Lover.
look at that camera right there.
Sure. If you want to get a hold of me, you can go to betterlover.com and you can sign up for my newsletter. I send out hot sex tips twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. If you get an email from me and you're like, oh, I have a question for Suze, you can reply to the email and it'll go into my personal inbox and I will get back to you. Often it's a question I've gotten many, many times before, and I've got a video or an ebook that answers the question. But sometimes I take a very considered approach to replying to you, and then I hide your name and any personally identifiable information, and I send it out in my newsletter with my answer because other people are wondering the same things you're wondering. So you help me become a better person to make you a better lover by doing that. So betterlover.com is where you get a hold of Suze in any way you need to, and I hope I'll see you there. Thank you so much for having me, Leo.
Incredible. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see what you do next. I'll be watching.
Good.
And we'll have you back for sure for round 2.
That'd be great. I'd love that.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got enough stamina for round 2.
I bet you do. Guys, go follow Susan. Go buy some toys. Go follow her newsletter. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you guys next time.